In this lecture, I am going to add server-side validation for our registration form, and I am going to validate Google reCAPTCHA in server-side by making API request to this URL, which is provided by Google reCAPTCHA. And once our registration form passes all of its validation rules, then I will store users record to users table. First of all, let's open our registration form. You can see the action URL of our registration form is post register route, which I created in the last video, and our post register route is calling post register method of auth controller. So we need to write our validation rules inside post register method. So let's add validation rules for our registration form. So the first name field should be required, and it should be minimum of 2 characters and maximum of 100 characters, and our last name field will also have the same rule as our first name field, and our email field should be required, and it should be a valid email address, and it should be unique to the users table, and our password field should be required and minimum of 6 characters and maximum of 100 characters, and our confirm password field should be required, and it should be same as our password field, and our terms and Google reCAPTCHA field will also be required. Now let's disable client-side validation, which I added in the last video. I am disabling client-side validation to check our server-side validation. Now refresh the page and submit the form. You can see we are redirecting back, but we are not getting any error messages because I did not display any error message for the server-side validation. So let's open our registration page, and here I will check if there is any error for the first name field. Then I will display the first error of the first name field. So I am checking if there is any error for the first name, then I am displaying the first error of first name field. If I refresh the page and submit the form without submitting the first name value, you can see the error message is displaying. Now let's add error message for all the fields. I added error message for last name field, email field, password field, confirm password field, terms and condition field, and Google reCAPTCHA field. Now if I refresh the page and submit the form without inputting the value, you can see validation message is displaying. Now if you want to customize this message, you need to pass an array after your validation rules, and inside this array you need to pass the form name dot your rules name for which you want to customize the message, then your message. And I am adding validation message for last name required rule. You can add one by one if you want to customize the messages for your fields and for your fields rules. Now if I refresh the page and submit the form, you can see our customization message is displaying. Now let's submit the form by entering first name and last name field and email field. You can see that when the validations fail for other fields, our first name, last name and email fields disappeared. So that we need to purchase the field value to our input field. So I will add value to our input field, and if there is any old value for the field, I will purchase the value. Now let's add value for the last name field. If there is any old value for the last name, it will be value for email. If there is any old value for email field. Now if I refresh the page and submit the form after inputting first name, last name, email and submit the form, you can see our old value is persisting. Now for the checkbox field, I will check that if there is any old value for the terms and condition, then I will simply check the checkbox. So how is the checkbox? It is here. So I will check If there is any old value for the terms, then I will simply check this checkbox. Now if I refresh the page and check the checkbox and submitting the form, you can see our checkbox field is checked. We do not need to pass old value to our password and confirm password field, as this is our sensitive value. Now I will check Google reCAPTCHA response in server side. If you check the server side integration, you will get the documentation how we can check that our Google reCAPTCHA is valid or not. You need to call an API by passing secret and response value. So in Laravel we can call an external API by Gazelle HTTP client. So let's import Gazelle HTTP client at the top. And then let's call this API. I stored Google reCAPTCHA response in a variable called gReCAPTCHA, and then I am creating a new instance of a Gazelle HTTP client, and then I am making a post request to this URL and passing secret and response inside form params, and this should be our Google reCAPTCHA secret key, and this is the Google reCAPTCHA response. And if you remember, we already stored our Google reCAPTCHA response, Google reCAPTCHA secret in .env file. So let's copy the key and pass it here. And after that, what am I doing here? Basically, I am converting the response into a string and then JSON decoding the response to create our PHP object. If I check the documentation, you can see we can get a response object like this, and there is a key called success, true or false. So we can simply check if body success is equal to true, that means our Google reCAPTCHA response is valid. And if Google reCAPTCHA is invalid, then I will redirect the user back to registration page with a message. So I will write return redirect back, with error, and the message will be invalid reCAPTCHA. And if the Google reCAPTCHA is valid, then I will store users record to users table. For that, we need to import users model at the top. I already imported when we are checking our email is unique or not. Now let's open our user model, which is under app folder, and let's open our users table in database. You can see we have first name last name field, so we need to add first name column to fillable property, and then last name column to fillable property, and then let's add is active email verification code, and then email verify that to the fillable property of our user model. Now let's store users record to our users table. For that, we need to write user create, because we are using create method of the model. That's why we need to add the fillable property like this way, because we will store users first name last name email password to users record, I mean users table. That's why we need to add fillable property to our fillable array. because we are using create method of user model. Now let's add first name, which is request first name. Then let's store last name value, which is request last name. And then let's store email value, which is request email. And for the password field, I will encrypt the password value because we will not store the password value directly. We will encrypt the password value by bcrypt helper in Laravel. It will encrypt the password. And then for email verification code, I will store a randomly generated code. I will generate the random code by str helper, str random. I will generate a random code of 40 characters. Now let's import str helper at the top. Use illuminate support str. Sorry, this should be str. So when the users record will store to users table, then I will redirect user back to authentication page, I mean registration page, with a success message. Registration successful. Now we are not showing any flash message in our project. To show flash message, I will use Toastr. So let's search Toastr on Google and let's click on this link. To use Toastr package, we need to include CDNs for that. So let's click on this URL and let's copy this URL and let's include this in our main layout.blade.php inside head tag. We need to include the CSS CDN also. So let's click on this URL and grab this URL from here and let's put it to the href of our link tag. Now let's close this and I will check if there is any success flash message. Then I will show a Toastr message. Now if I see the documentation, how can I show a success message? You can see. So let's copy this code and paste it here and let's pass this success message here. And this should be success. And for error flash message, I will show Toastr error message and this should be error. If there is any error flash message in session, then I will display the error message in Toastr. Now if I refresh our registration page and enter some value and submit the form, you can see registration successful. Our Toastr message is successfully displayed. Now let's check our users table. You can see a record is stored in our users table. Now let's check that our Google reCAPTCHA validation is working or not. So let's add some record to registration form, and let's check our Google reCAPTCHA, and let's inspect the page and modify the response, and then submit the form. You can see, okay, I think this should be in a curly braces. That's why the the correct error message is not displaying. Let's try again. Now let's modify this Google reCAPTCHA response from here and submit the form. You can see invalid reCAPTCHA. That means we need to pass valid reCAPTCHA response to our form, and that's why we added this server-side validations for Google reCAPTCHA. Now let's enable our client-side validations, which is inside auth.js, and I want to show a loader when you submit the registration form. So I will add a submit handler. We can get the form instant as a parameter. We need to submit the form from here, form.submit. If you want to perform any action before submitting the form, you can perform in the submit handler. I want to show a loader, so let's search jQuery overlay loader in Google and click on this URL, and let's include this CDN to our main layout.blade.php file. To display a loader, we need to write this code. So let's copy this from here and paste it in the submit handler of our registration form. Now refresh the page, and insert some correct value in registration form. And submit the form. You can see there is a loader. In the next lecture, I am going to send email verification link to the user to verify his email address, and I will add email verification functionality. So stay connected.